So that was a imperfectly rendered version of Marty Friedman's Souls in 5 Magics. So I've only been playing it for like the past 2 weeks really, but that's sort of the gist of it. So you start off. Oh yeah, by the way, there's one thing to note. You know where it goes. I actually begin a count off, counting up to 23 using that same tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 23, and so and after 23, that's when the entire band comes in. So I count to 23 to do that. And that 23, it's kind of hard to count up to 23. So what I do is I count by 4s 5 times, which is 20 counts, and then just add another 3 for that. So this is how I do it. Listen. So just take note of that if you want to play along with the record or a backing track of the actual record. The first solo starts off with playing the same notes in 3 different octaves. So it starts off. You don't even have to do it exactly actually, but this is how I do it. And then so it's these notes. And then you slide up. It's up to you, I mean, I don't think even Marty's strict as to when to move up. You just play those notes somehow and then slide up to be able to play an octave higher. And then, but the fingering for that changes by the time you reach the highest octave, because the shape is like this instead of it's so there's the 17th fret of the B string, and then the rest are on the E string. So by the time you hit this high B, it should sort of already the solo should actually be on its way to ending. So and then so from here you slide down in order to get to the position of it's really the E pentatonic really, or E blues scale. Yeah, that's a note that he uses. Just take note that he uses this note, the B flat, somewhere there. I guess he does something like this. So by this part, you should be playing. And then, that's how it ends. So, here's another. second solo is, it's really, you know, it's supposedly a simple pattern where you do this, where you start off with an A. It's played in F major actually, you know, which fits the chord being done, which is an F. So you start off with. No, that's pretty simple. And then you go down. And this is where the pattern for real begins. And then. So you know that's that's 4 sets of 4 notes. And then this thing though, if you listen to the record, there's a sliding motion. So it's not just him going. No, what he does is, yeah, I could hear that. Either he does this or this, but I choose to play here. So something like that towards the end. Yeah, you pinch that last, you know, pick stroke. So again. And then. Then the third solo, which is the hardest thing to do in this entire thing. You start off this. So that's the first part. Which isn't so hard by itself, but because you have to shift your fingering so much, that's what makes it so difficult. So you start off with that. And then you move to here. So you play. So I think Marty does, you know, an upstroke for hitting the G and the D and the E, the G and the E, and then. But I couldn't do that, so what I do is I just play pull-offs and hammer this on, and then play an upstroke separately on this E note, and then. Then you just slide down. On the record, you hear it sliding down to the 12th fret, but practical wise, whatever the right term is, you're gonna be sliding down only up to the C. And then the next part, this is something where, you know, I've seen other people transcribe it, and I think they're wrong, or it's just not as practical as the way I do it. So after this, and so then you play, and then I've seen people transcribe it as so, which is kind of difficult to, you know, kind of change the way that you're playing. So what I do instead is I shift down here, also playing sort of the same shape, a major scale by thirds. So, and then play the fourth part of the bar here. Get that? So in one motion. So me personally, I just do one motion for that. So I'm actually sort of raking even the B string, which you're not supposed to do. And then that last note, you kind of slowly bend it, which is one of my favorite parts of the solos in 5/9. The last part, you don't even have to bother learning it, honestly. You just have to do this starting thing where it's an F major shape. And then, it's up to you to, do your own gibberish. I've seen this sort of approximate to the way other people play it. Or it doesn't matter because I don't think Marty's ever done that again. It's really a throwaway, so I don't know why. And then the 5/4, the odd time solo, which in the ending for me is one of the hardest things to do actually, or maybe I'm just new to it. So this is how it's done. So I kind of screwed up that last part. And in general, you just have to get used to that 5/4 beat before you even execute, before even trying to do this solo. Yeah, it's hard to do up to speed, but yeah, that's how it's done.